Have y'all ever wanted to soar the skies and launch a global aviation career, join aerial firefighters in the sky, ride airplanes that carry the signs through the sky, jump out and capture the wilderness in the wild, land helicopters in beautiful locations? Y'all ever want to do any of this?
I'm a lot heights, so
Oh yeah, I am too actually. Yes, but in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, I do not have to be afraid of heights because I can just fly in a virtual environment. Very exciting. So I know none of y'all care about this game as much as I do, but you're gonna have to sit through it.
Here for it.
You're gonna have to sit through it and experience it. And I gotta tell you, so this game is available on Game Pass. So picked it up, didn't have to pay anything extra. Pretty cool. I was really excited for Flight Simulator 2024 because 2020 was amazing in that they created the entire world, and you could fly anywhere in the world. And this game adds a new ability where you can build your aviation career, starting with a private pilot's license. There's a career mode. You get your private pilot's license first, and you can expand out into other career pathways, such as being an aerial firefighter, or being somebody that goes and rescues people from out in the water, or being somebody who does crop dusting, in the airplanes, or be a commercial or like a private pilot for rich people, whatever it might be. We'll have also added helicopters to this game, which the previous one did not have. So in addition to them having pretty much every airport available in the entire world, they now have every single pretty much helipad available in the entire world to land at if you would like. It's a very beautiful game. Lots and lots to explore, obviously, with the world.
Well, the graphics is good in the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, they've even improved them in most cases. But in this game, essentially, you gain experience, build reputation, complete certifications. You can participate in authentic aviation activities such as a medevac, remote cargo operations, airlift firefighting, search and rescue. You can eventually become an airline passenger transport pilot and even engage in a global aviation adventure with unlimited missions available and lots of aircraft. They also have a challenge mode that lets you compete against other pilots in a challenge league mode, improve your skills through things like rally races, precision landings, and low to altitude challenges.
This is just the crew motor fest all over again.
Well, basically,
it fucking feels like
but like
flying,
but not arcadey.
Yeah,
not crazy. This is incredibly in depth.
Turismo or fucking all those other games.
This is so in depth that like you can get down to like you can press every button in every aircraft.
No shit.
And do the whole entire like pre-flight check, post-flight check. You can trigger all the buttons and stuff. You can conversate with air traffic control.
Let me tell you what I hate
to announce you're leaving and stuff like that.
Pre-flights, I fucking hate
pre-flights, man. It's so crazy.
Pre-flights, I hate doing post-flights. It's fucking disgusting.
But what makes you appreciate? You
know. You know. I don't like doing any of that. That's why I don't do it anymore. No, it's like fucking, you gotta like examine the bird, you gotta refuel the bird, you gotta fucking oil check, you gotta fucking climb in the inlet, you gotta look around, you gotta fucking, if there's nicks on the blade, you gotta blend them out and fucking all this other. No, I'm good.
That's why you're the boss.
But I mean, what Brett's talking about is more like the pilot pre-checks, what she goes in the cockpit, does all that. That's fun.
Nah, I mean, you can also skip that stuff.
Wait, are you doing it? Like, have you learned that?
You learn some of that stuff through the licensing. Not really, no.
I'm wondering
it's pretty really
that is.
Yeah.
Like, do you look at a manual while you're doing it?
No, they have like it's it's like a game like overlay and stuff that pops up, but they'll highlight parts of the instrument panel.
I don't like to have an actual
look down and like click on different stuff. So like whenever you because like you have your throttle and stuff when you're on the controller, for example, like you have your throttle and all the buttons to like maneuver the plane available to you, but then you also have to click on stuff in the plane. So like you have to disengage the parking brake, and then once you disengage the parking brake, you can adjust different settings like the flaps on the outside, lower landing gear, a bunch of different things that can be played around with. Because most of it you don't really need to pay attention to. Other is like
of how
different gauges.
Oh no! So you can't test the gauges, bitch and Betty, or anything like that. Fucking like go through the actual proper pre-check flight.
Oh, you can. Yeah, there's a list and stuff you can like run through if you want to do that. You want to add that level of depth into it.
Do you think if you Like,
That's fucking turn.
if you had the thought of getting your pilot's license, you could start here and just be like, oh, okay, like I'm just figuring stuff out. What is this plane that I might want to buy? Like, is this exactly what's gonna happen if I had to buy this plane?
I really think yes. I told my coworker the other day, his kid wants to. He recently decided he wants to be a pilot potentially, and I was like, let me tell you something. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Like, look at this. Pre-flight planning. Like, this is exactly like what real airline pilots use to like plan their flight track, and do their flight plan for their thing, and it shows you all the details and stuff on it.
There has to be a YouTube video of a pilot like going through this and seeing.
Actually, yeah.
I'm curious of how
there are pilots that will literally do the same flights to do in real life on YouTube, and they have a YouTube channel around it, and like they do the whole like shebang and everything.
Because there's flight simulators for pilots and on military bases and stuff. I haven't been to one yet, but we go there to get a lot of our like engine run approval and do like just engine run stuff without doing it, because we do engine runs just to do operational maintenance and stuff. So I'm curious of like how detailed it is, if it's like that where you can like, no shit, this is a good way to be safe and simulate things in order to like actually do it on the real thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm curious how far in depth it is.
I think you could probably get,
at least with the pre-flight stuff, not the flying shit. I get the flying shit, no. But the pre-flight stuff and then the post-flights, I wonder how in depth it is compared to the real deal.
Yeah, I would assume, I can't say this, for real, but like I would say you could probably get 80 to 90% of the way there, if not full 100, but at least 80% of accuracy to like what real life flying is, which I think would be it's a great like entry point into that.
Yeah, it's an eye opener.
When you get into it, then it's like, okay, you already know a lot of stuff about how to operate the planes, especially if like the plane that you want to fly is in this.
Yeah,
which is a pretty significant amount of planes of like all varieties. You have like the small Cessnas all the way up to the big commercial Boeing, airliners and stuff like that. So there's a big variety of stuff available in here. So in addition to the challenge mode, so they have the career mode, they have challenge modes. They also have a free flight where you can just pick anywhere in the world to start and stop. You can also pick time of day and the weather patterns, or you can do live. So if you do live, then it's going to do it right in that moment in that zone where you're selecting. So like last night, I jumped in for like a hot minute, and like it was dark out, obviously because 2 o'clock in the morning after my party. So three, assuming 6
or so.
So I checked that out, and I was like, okay, cool. So there's those real life aspects to that, and they even have real world weather too. So if like there's actually like weather happening in that area, like where you can actually like fly through that and
how
stuff
accurate
like that.
Is it then?
It's using real weather.
Oh shit,
stuff,
dude.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool to do. Like, there's a hurricane in Florida. I'm flying down there and checking it out real quick. See, wait, ooh, that is a good question. Will the weather affect your flying?
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
dude, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
So you can change the weather too. So like, I can put a hurricane in Texas and fly around.
Yeah, I don't know if you can actually like do a hurricane. I don't know if it's like not, but I mean you can do like rain or whatever. It's not like
destroy the planet
and try to fly.
Oh, yeah. 2012 or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
Can I do that?
I'm not sure how much you can get with that, but you can definitely I want it to be raining outside, crazy thunderstorm or whatever, and see what that's like. But the other option is a world photographer role where you can travel around to different vistas and landmarks. And one of the things that you can do in this now is you can actually exit your airplane and take photos as little avatar characters. You can get little photographs and stuff.
You can customize your avatar character.
Yeah, a little bit. When you first create it, you can deck out your character a little bit. So those are the game modes that are available to you in this thing. The career mode and stuff like that. There's no like online that I know of, I think, where you can like play with other people.
Okay.
But
seems like they're going to probably have it.
Yeah, there was a marketplace. So that's one thing that was really big in the old game, is that people started developing like new planes and new, like they would build, because like the game itself, the way it's designed to create this massive world, they have enhanced digital elevation maps and photogrammetry for realistic visuals. So they take the entire Earth satellite view and they created a program much like Google Earth that extruded buildings and shit out of the ground in like a AI kind of method. So like a bunch of buildings, if you get really, really close to them, they look like kind of like little choppy kind of pieces of shit because they're based off of flat 2D stuff
images.
But they've done this photogrammetry stuff to like find textures and patterns and stuff that match closely to kind of fill in what's missing. And they've also recreated by hand most of the airports as well as the major landmarks around the world. So all those landmarks and, you know, Grand Canyon and things of that nature are all custom built and placed into the world that's mostly satellite imagery. And then they have over 500, wait, let's see, procedural generation of 40,000 airports, 80,000 helipads, 1.5 billion buildings, and 3 trillion trees. And they've handcrafted 150 airports, 2,000 glider airports, 10,000 heliports, 2,000 points of interest, and 900 oil rigs.
I mean, it looks way better than what I remember.
Yeah, same here.
It's like a whole different game, you know?
Yeah.
I would love a co-op mission where someone's flying a helicopter and you're doing a rescue mission. You have to actually, like, someone actually lowers someone down, and then they actually have to, like, you know, put the harness on the victim and pull them up and make it a whole thing. And I'm sure you can do it like it's raining to make it a little harder.
What happens if you crash and stuff? Does it do like a whole thing, or does it just
no? It's just like you just stop. Your plane just stops. Especially
I know
9/11.
Yeah, no, I understand why they don't have that in this game, but I'm just like, I'm curious how do they like prevent it?
They need a crowd. You like if it's at a building, I think you just like go through the building. But like I was having issues with it on the ground, and when I hit a building, I just like kind of just like stopped. Okay, like my plane went off to the side. No. So there's a lot of visual clarity and depth to this. There's just a significant amount of things to explore in this world. But here's the problem though. So this game, one of the big things that they did that there was a lot of complaints about in the first game was that it was giant as shit. And this is made by Asobo. So this is the same team that did what's the game that you liked, Austin?
What's a game you like?
Plague Tale?
Is that a game you like?
What?
A Plague Tale.
Plague Tale, yes.
Yeah. I believe, let me make sure I'm right, but I think that's the same team.
Like, what game do you like? We're talking about what you want to talk about. We're done with this.
All right, thank goodness. All right, let's do it. A Plague Tale. Yeah, it was good. The first one was great. The second one wasn't too bad.
Yeah, so it's the same development team that did that, made Flight Simulator.
Wow.
So they one of the things that they had to complain about in the first game was that it was a significant download, and the way it operated was you download the game and you go into the game and then it downloads more shit.
Oh god,
it was like 150 gigabytes in size, maybe more. So what they've done is they've stripped it down to like 20 or 30 gigabytes on hard drive, or maybe 50, and then the rest of it is streaming from computers. So that way it's not downloading all the content to your computer. Well, what that's created is a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
And that all the beautiful graphics you're seeing are not as beautiful if your rig's not up to snuff. So I got this thing turned down right now on my 3070 Ti to like low to medium graphics, and I'm still plugging in points in time.
Wow.
Dude.
So the performance is not great yet, and that makes it hard because, you know, when you're flying, you know, you can't, every moment matters, right?
Yeah.
And so that's really challenging. The other challenging thing is there's this weird situation with controls where, like, when I'm on my controller, it has this tendency, and I need to go in the settings, but the settings are so convoluted and complicated because they let you customize every little tiny nook. Like, you can change there's probably 1,000 different settings, button mapping settings in this game. It's unreal. And one of the problems I have is that the joystick, when you're just like not moving anywhere, the plane kind of tilts upward a little bit, so you can't ever maintain it really without having to like hold the throttle back, or the pull the plane back a little bit, you can't stay level.
Well, is that not
easily.
just because you're in the air and there's wind gusts and stuff like that?
But it definitely has a bit of a drag upward always, despite like regardless of like the wind. I feel like
stick drift.
No, it's not stick drift because it's fine and everything else. It's just in this game.
I
feel
like that might be intentional.
It might be, but it just seems odd that it's always just like slightly up. Like the wind never, like every environment I've been in, like I feel like sometimes it would tilt down or it'd make I feel like have some left and right.
No matter what, if you couldn't force into something, you're going to have up and down, right? So that's why you always have to maintain stick control because you're going to go.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, have you tried it in a helicopter?
Not yet, no.
Oh yeah, try it in a helicopter.
Okay.
Get back with me.
Okay, I will. So you had a problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
I may or may not have invested some money in the World Thrustmaster 3000 Thrustmaster.
See?
Plus the flight stick because I'm obsessed with this idea. So I bought a flight stick
yesterday. I thought this was a fucking sex toy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He's like, oh, my Thrustmaster gets here today. Like, what? Don't open up a conversation that way. My Thrustmaster.
Well, I did it on purpose because I knew it would make you laugh. So I opened up my Thrustmaster last night. And I set this guy up, and
why you named this?
I don't know. Contacted me like, I know, guys. It's been around for a long time.
Not marketing this thing.
I bought the official Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 T-Flight stick and throttle system. And I was like, cool, it's gonna be great. And I figured in 2024,
what's it called? The Thrustmaster.
It's like the T-Flight HOTAS or something like that. T-Flight 1 HOTAS. I think.
Okay. I'm just looking it up.
So I bought this thing, and I figured in 2024 these things are gonna be plug and play, right? You plug it in, it just works. Okay. So I plugged it in, and it didn't work. I was like, damn. Okay. So then I restarted my computer, and then I got some drivers installed, and then I tried it again, and I pull up Flight Simulator, and guess what happens?
Crash.
No. But I throttle it up. I pull off my parking brake. I actually pull up parking brake, throttle forward, and the second I throttle forward, it just starts going to the right. The plane just constantly goes to the right, like majorly to the right.
You can't.
And I push it back to the other side, and it like goes the other direction, and then it starts going back this way, and I'm turning to the left. I'm like, something is uncalibrated and broken. So I went and pulled up the calibration settings, and I calibrated it all, and everything shows up just fine, calibrated, all good. I pulled up in Flight Simulator, and it starts, and I can't you can twist the thing, and that's usually to like twist it when you're on the ground taxiing, and then you pull the stick back and forward and stuff like that to fly. Well, it doesn't do twists. It just
foot pedals.
No, just throttle and then the joystick.
Because you need depending on what you're flying, you need the foot pedals to like turn your back in, and that's what's causing you to fucking.
Right. Well, that's what the twists usually do. The twists. It also has little toggles on the joystick.
Yeah.
They'll let you do that as well.
Maybe.
That's what those are supposed to do. But they're not. It's in a dead zone, and it's not actually. It's just there's some kind of mapping issue going on. So I looked it up online. Amazon reviews, 4 out of 5, super great. Reddit's like, this thing doesn't work with the game, and it's all broken. And I'm like, motherfucker. I was so pissed.
How would you
I've been digging through. We're not gonna talk about that. It was on Black Friday sale, okay? So I think I found a fix last night, but the problem is I thrust a little. I have to, I gotta thrust real. I gotta accelerate that thing forward now. But no, I have to do a bunch of stupid settings to make it potentially work, and I have to go through and try it all. But there's like something I have to do with my drivers, and then there's something I have to do in the game. There's something I have to do with another application that I have to get.
Sounds like you're flying a real plane.
Dude,
so that's annoying, right?
I'm doing my pre-flight check right now, basically. Yeah,
you're doing maintenance on it.
Yeah, failed. Well, once it works, it's gonna be great. All that's what they all say. All that to be said, like this game, Flight Simulator 2020, despite the major downloads, once you got in the game, it was a little poorly optimized, but it ran well. This one has just a lot of freaking problems right now. And what I want to mention is that Xbox has just been like miss after miss after miss. Like This is a full title game. I mean, they had Hellblade that didn't do super well. People didn't enjoy it. They've had this now. What was the other game they brought out? I mean, Black Ops was big, but what was the other game that they brought out that was like not well received?
Hellblade, Senua's Saga.
Yeah,
He said
yeah, that was that
that
one.
vampire one. But that was like
Fall. That was before that.
That was
There was
before.
something else that came out this year. I think that was just like
this year? No, I don't know.
that's what I remember.
Definitely wasn't.
Well, Stalker 2 came out. It was
Skyfall.
buggy.
Stellar.
Starfield though, yeah.
Starfield, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that. That was last year.
That was last year.
Yeah. I'm talking about this year. I mean, I can't think of anything.
It all sucks. It doesn't matter.
I don't know what they brought out. But anyway, Stalker 2 also came out. Apparently the game's good, but apparently it's like super buggy. So they're just having like buggy game after buggy game and just like issues with launches and stuff like that. I'm like, man, this is so depressing because they need to just get a win. This game is going to be great once they fix it. They just
Like
need to work on it a little bit. You're like, what?
What?
Guard.
No, the Veilguard's great at launch.
Yeah, it was great.
Veilguard looks so good. Yeah.
Like it should.
This one's broken. This is more like Redfall. Well, no, it's not Redfall. This is more like
Jesus.
Silent
Let's not go that far.
But that's the thing that's really frustrating. It's like this game is. Also, I forgot to mention, when this game launched, they realized that there was a problem with the game, but they launched it anyway. And so for 3 days, nobody could launch the game because we get stuck in the loading screen.
No shit.
Yes. And we had a bug. So like the first 3 days of people playing it, it's just loading, and I loaded it up and it stopped at 15%, and I was like, what is going on? I look it up and people are like, oh yeah, there's a known bug that they just haven't released the fix for yet, but they knew it was there, but they ended up just pressing the launch button anyway. I'm like, come on, y'all,
Brother.
buddy, right now.
Oh, we gotta put it up there.
Yeah. But technically speaking, this game's incredible, and there's a lot of really cool stuff in here. I'm just waiting for it to be like in a better position, because like when you're actually in the air and you're flying and you're traveling, like it's really, really cool.
How many times have you actually been able to fly?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Okay.
I flew over Tokyo, and I also took off from DFW Airport, which you got to do that, right?
You have to, like, if you get this game, you have to take off at the airport that's closest to you.
I took off from
and fly.
your Air Force Base.
Oh
So I took off from there, yeah.
Okay.
And then flew off into the sky and stuff like that. And I mean, flights are
Is that
well
good
timed.
for anyone in the world to be able to just see our military bases?
Of course,
It's like blacked out and stuff like that, depending on what it is. And it has to be certain military bases as well.
Okay.
Certain ones.
Is that important?
It is to an extent, but I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah. Okay, let's not do that. I retract my statement. Question.
But I think the ideas here are really interesting, and there's a lot of really cool stuff. And I'm excited once I get past all the issues, because like the learning how to fly part of it is really neat, in that you start off really basic, and it's just like, how do you read your instrument panel? So I learned how to like read the altimeter and like all the different things to like check on the the horizon level, and then check my nautical speeds, and then how to manage altitude and avoid stalling and all that stuff. So I can and they teach you both the analog and then the regular version, because I guess all planes have a digital and an analog just in case something fails. So they showed you all that stuff is.
Do they show you about like fire procedures, emergency procedures, how to like?
No, not in here yet.
Cool.
Yeah,
To,
it's
like,
pretty cool.
run through the checklist and have it happen.
Yeah.
And like your engine stall. What are you gonna do?
That will be pretty sick. Yeah. How do you get out of that?
That's like priority thing you have to know. And like on tests and stuff like that, you have to know it verbatim, word for word.
Yeah.
Because usually you have a manual with you, but like, and you just use that for like reference. You just jump to it real quick.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I mean, it's fascinating. I mean, like all the details and depth in here. I also did a fighter jet one, because they have the low altitude challenges.
Yeah.
We have to just fly as low as possible without like hitting the ground. That was really fun, because like I never flown the fighter jet in here before, but that was really neat to run through that. And there's just a lot of variety, a lot more activities and stuff.
It most definitely has like a how can I put this? It has an audience. It has a huge audience.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, it's so those people. I mean, this is like the people that sit there and play like Euro Truck Simulator. Like this is their like mecca.
But I just mean like just airplane enthusiasts.
Wow.
Like shit. Especially what like is the icing on the cake is going anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
That right there is just phenomenal.
Yeah. and it's a wild one, man. A lot of cool stuff to see and explore. And there's also fuel management, so you can't.
Oh, that's
fuel.
what I was gonna ask. Okay.
So they do have that.
So you have to like stop somewhere and refuel.
Yeah.
Can you refuel from another jet with a certain aircraft? Can you do that?
No, I don't think they have that in there.
Damn, that'd be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty wild. It's fun.
Because our helicopter, the one I used to work on, the H-860 Pavehawk, it refuels in the air. And the first day I got there, because a basket comes out, they extend the probe and it connects and it refuels that way while it's in there.
That's so crazy.
There's a C-130, the fuel refuel.
Yeah.
Well, the pilot wasn't paying attention and his blades went down and fucked up the basket.
Oh shit.
So they had to do an emergency landing and it fucked up the blades so bad. And that was my first day there. I was like, holy shit. But yeah,
Damn.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
See, they need like co-op. Like, what if you could just put yourself on standby to be that support?
Yeah, support. Yeah.
So it's like,
I need a refuel. Fucking take off C-130, line it up. That'd be fucking intense. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, supposedly too, I don't know if they still have it, but they have there's supposed to be like real life flight pattern tracking in here too. So like you can take off and see other planes that are actively in the sky right now in the game. So it's like real time kind of, you can take off from DFW Airport and see a plane that's taking off right in that moment. That's at DFW Airport. So they have it tied into like whatever system that is to be able to see that stuff.
I feel like that's
that's like it's a little questionable there.
security issue. I think.
Screw America. It's just the commercial airliners, but
Steal, motherfucker.
it's just yeah. There was it. Not that anymore, but I guess it's September last one
to remember.
That's cool.
That's
so true.
That's all I'm saying. That's a little much. I don't like that.
Well, supposedly the people that did it actually like use Flight Simulator to train how to fly.
If you really think about it, you can track flights online.
That's true. I mean, you can look on your phone and be like, what's flying above me?
Right. So it's just using that kind of live data.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Okay.
It's already out there.
That's
Still,
It's already
there.
Yeah. But yeah, Flight Simulator. It's available now. I would definitely say wait a little bit, just let them fix some of the bugs. But
top 10,
it's cool. I don't know if it's gonna be in my top 10. But yeah, we'll see.
Top 20,
definitely top 20. Yeah.
Have you played 20 games this year?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I've been playing a lot of games.
Play a lot, man.
I haven't been finished them. I've been playing.
Yeah, I don't finish games, but I do play them, man. So yeah, there you go. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024.
I like it.
Available on Game Pass now on PC and Xbox. If you have a console, you can also get an Xbox, and it's very controller friendly.
Okay.
So if you have a controller and that's all you want to run on, very easy to run on controller. It's actually my preferred method without a flight stick. So
got it.
There you have it.
Well, you're not using your flight stick right now.
I know. I will.